out there. How are you guys doing? It's another beautiful day. It is January the 6th, 2022 or 2022. How are you guys doing? It is a Thursday morning. You're in tune to Morning Mania, the program that is designed for men. We do continue to tell you how much we appreciate that you have been consistent with keeping in tune with us here on XY Spark. We appreciate you and we continue to send a huge shout out to all our listeners right across the globe. Wherever you are located right now, we just want to say we thank you and we want to say good morning to you, or good afternoon, or good evening, or good night, depending on your geographical location. We are excited to know that we have officially begun season 3 here on XY Spark, and we continue to present to you Morning Mania. We also want to say thank you to all those who continue to like, comment, and share. Those who have been following us or liking us on our YouTube channel, we appreciate you. We see you, those who are staying in tuned on Listen, Verbal, Tumblr, or listeners on the iTunes podcast and or Google Play and Amazon Music. We appreciate you and we want to say thank you so much for your continued support. We also want to highlight all those who are patrons. We thank you for your continued support here of XY Spark, and we just encourage you to go and tell other men about a place where they can go and feel happy and satisfied as they are supporting a program that's designed to create a space for men to come and just relax. It's Morning Mania, the program is under the caption today, Transformation Thursday, and you are in tuned to XY Spark. The Weather Network is reporting that it is a cool minus 36 Celsius on the outside. With the wind chill, it feels like minus 44. If you are living within the region of northern Alberta, or you're living on the broader peripheries of places like Saskatchewan and Manitoba, and even over there in British Columbia, we know that you are probably experiencing some of the cold weather. Might not be as frigid as it is in northern Alberta, but wherever you are, you keep warm and you keep safe. We continue to send a shout out as well to all those who are listening from places like France and places like the United Kingdom and Australia, places like South America. We acknowledge you and we want to say thank you so much for being a part of this process. Morning Mania is a program designed to provide a meal in the morning for men on the move with daily motivation, inspiration, and life coaching tips that seek to motivate, empower, and nurture a changed mindset. I am your men's life coach, Rolando. Transformation Thursday. Transformation is a process whereby you and I are challenged every single day to do something out of the ordinary. Transformation is a process whereby you and I are placed in situations that will force us to undo the work that is being done. Transformation places us in front of what I want to call the carving knife of life. And it behooves us, it appeals to us to stay put as this carving process takes place and brings us to new awakening. You see, as we think about transformation in your mind, how do you see it coming to fruition? Do you see transformation as something that is a walk in the park? Do you see transformation as something that does not require too much intensity? Do you see transformation as something whereby I can go and order it online, or I can treat it like a fast food? I go up to one window, and by the time I get to the next, my order is in my hand and I'm done. Or do you see transformation as somewhat of a main course activity that's going to take a lot of preparation time, that's going to require cook time, that's going to require a wait time as we engage in the entire process from start to finish? Oftentimes, when we're engaged in transformation, we have to learn to stand still. Oftentimes, when you're engaged in transformation, we have to learn to train ourselves to be patient. You see, sometimes we want to be transformed, but we don't want it to take too long, so we are not patient enough. If transformation is going to be effective, we have got to learn to be more patient. If transformation is going to be effective, the next thing that we're going to have to learn to do is we have got to learn to trust. We have got to learn to trust ourselves, and we have got to learn to trust the process in order to receive the benefits of transformation. So, firstly, we have got to learn to be patient. Secondly, we've got to learn to trust. Now, the next thing that we want to understand as it relates to transformation is if you and I are going to be transformed, we have got to seek to line ourselves up with the right resources. In other words, we have got to be willing to go on an unknown journey in order to discover or to access the tools that we need in order for the transformation to take effect. All of us as men, we have a mentality where we would prefer if it comes easy. We would prefer sometimes if we don't have to do too much work. I've heard it said by men that that's a lot of work, Rolando. However, if we were to look at the beautiful things that are around us, things that we really enjoy, the finished product looks so attractive, but we have no idea that before it got there, it had to go through a process of hammering and molding and sanding and cutting and breaking and shaping until eventually it gets to that place where it's sanded and primed and sprayed, and then it is sealed, and all of a sudden we look at this thing and we think to ourselves, look at how beautiful it is, but we are forgetting that it got there because of a process. So do you want to be transformed? Well, if you do, you've got to learn and you've got to wrap your mind around the reality that I've got to trust myself enough not only to be a part of the process, but to trust the process and to stay with the process until I progress. and become this beautiful structure that I've always wanted to become this attractive, this confident, this positive, this motivated and empowered figure of a man. But we have to enter into that process to begin the shift. So I would like you to think about this as you go on your way today. If I am going to be transformed, I've got to learn to trust the process. I've got to learn to be more patient with myself. I've got to learn that nothing good comes easy. And if I am going to be transformed, I've got to get out of my comfort zone, line myself up with the right resources, and allow myself to stay put in the process as I grow to become the best version of myself. If you are tuned in to us here on XY Spark this morning, this is the challenge that we're putting out to you, that if you want to really be transformed, to improve your relationship with yourself, to improve your relationship with those who are around you, and to become the best version of you, there are three things that's very important that I want you to think about as you reflect on the transformation process. Number one is you've got to learn to be patient. Nothing good comes easy. And if you want to be transformed, you've got to learn to be patient and trust the process. Number two, you've got to learn to trust. You've got to learn to trust yourself. And you've got to learn to trust that what you're doing is for your good. And number three is you have got to be willing to come out of your comfort zone and line yourself up with the right resources in order for the change to occur. This is your boy Rolando here in XY Spark. It's Morning Mania, and we are here Monday through Friday between 6 and 6:15 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We invite you to join us again for another discussion that is geared to provide a meal in the morning for men on the move. This is your boy Rolando. Thank you for joining us here again. And we continue to remind you that at XY Spark, we believe that there is a spark in you.
Please join Rolando next time on XY Spark as he engages us in practical discussions that promotes healthy masculinity and challenge men to live extraordinary lives. At XY Spark, we believe the key for happier families is restoring healthy masculinity.